Over the course of almost 4 decades, hot hatch Fiestas have appeared under various naming strategies, with RS Turbo and mild Zetec S cars coming and going, and then the iconic XR2 and XR2i Fiestas firmly held in such high regard. It's the more recent ST badged Fiestas that have really put Ford's hot super mini on the map. Ford has followed the industry trend and given the new model a downsized engine. Previous Fiesta STs had a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder engine, but with the new ST they've dropped the cylinder, leaving it with a 3-cylinder 1.5 litre engine. Fans concerned that the brilliant character of the previous generation couldn't be carried over without affecting its character needn't worry, because the performance figures are up by 17 brake horsepower to a total output of 197. It's also 0.4 of a second quicker to 100 km an hour at 6.5 seconds. One of the main benefits of going to 3 cylinders is that it's made the car more efficient, especially because this EcoBoost engine has a very clever system. When on a cruise, it can drop from using 3 cylinders to 2, and does so quickly and so subtly that you won't even notice it happening at all. The engine is so responsive. The way the power is delivered is beautifully smooth and linear. The steering is razor sharp, and the level of adjustability is fantastic. It's exactly what you want from a hot hatch. There have also been comprehensive updates on the interior of the Fiesta ST. The interior is a huge leap forward. In the previous model, the dashboard and infotainment wasn't as up to date as it could have been, but for the new Fiesta, it brings it right up to date. You'll recognise the layout from the normal Fiesta, and now every ST will get Ford's latest Sync 3 infotainment system as standard. It's all centred around a touchscreen, and on the entry-level ST model it gets a slightly smaller 6.5-inch touchscreen. The ST3 and ST2 get the bigger 8-inch screens. It's smooth, it's responsive, it's easy to use. It could have been slightly better integrated into the dash because it just looks like someone's plonked an iPad on top of the dashboard. Space-wise, there's plenty of room up front with a huge amount of adjustability in the seats and in the steering wheel. And another big benefit of having the Fiesta is the standard sports Recaro seats in the ST. They offer a lot of support and really hug you through the corners. In the back, the space on offer is a little bit cramped. In fairness, it's a small hatchback. It's generally the same as other small cars. This new Skoda Fabia may have 50 litres on it, but nowhere near as characterful or fun. The best bits about the Fiesta ST, well, let's look at it from the start. The outside, they've done a brilliant job of modernising it. It's got those wonderful LEDs, it looks superb. It's got a nice spoiler at the back, diffuser, and of course that wonderful, wonderful exhaust. When you get inside, the interior is pretty much standard Ford. You'd recognise it anywhere, but you've got that updated Sync 3 system, which is really, really rather excellent. They've done such a good job on that Sync 3. It's so much easier to use, and it's got a lot more functionality added to it now. We've also got a really good version of Apple CarPlay. Android Auto hooks up and syncs really quickly. We're just going to join the motorway now. So she picks up in normal mode quite quickly. But yeah, back to Sync 3. So it's a fantastic system. It really, really is. It's very easy to use. Maps pops up straight away without any fiddling or any annoying bits and pieces that you have to do. On other systems, it could be slightly better angled. If I'm honest, it seems like it's angled for the person in the middle row of the back seat and not for the driver, but that's something else they can take care of on the next iteration. You can still see it and it's very easy to use. I think it's because it's such a small, compact cabin. Got analog dials in front of you. They're very easy to use as well. But what it's meant for, really, at the end of the day, are the back roads. And that's where I've come to now, to give you a little bit of a demonstration of the suspension. It's so hard, it's rock hard. But it goes in line with the feedback that you get, which is point to point for the driver. It's just, don't sneeze basically, right? That's all I'm trying to say is don't sneeze in this, because it'll go whatever direction you're looking. It's so precise. In everything it does, it's extremely precise. Every twitch, every turn, even the brakes are full on as well. And they give you so much confidence. The whole car gives you an awful lot of confidence, which is great. Just don't be overconfident. The brakes are solid, the suspension is solid, the steering is precise. You've got an awful lot of confidence in this car, especially in bad weather. So I've been driving on the motorway in extremely torrential rain, and while I wasn't speeding or doing any silly maneuvers, I had an awful lot of confidence in this car. It's the right weight, and you just know it's going to do what you tell it to do within reason, obviously. In the Fiesta ST, you've got 3 driving modes to choose from. You've got normal, which is quite stiff, as you've already seen. Sport, it adds a little bit of crack and pop to the exhaust. And then you've got racetrack. This limits the stability control and makes it even more raucous and fun-inducing. One of the clever features is the door jamb, but unfortunately it sounds like there's something loose inside the door. It's actually very, very clever and was first introduced on the Ford Focus years ago, but more recently Skoda have brought it back with the Kodiaq. When you close the door, there's a little rod that pushes a protector to the edge of the door, protecting it, but it sounds very rattly. The new Fiesta ST encapsulates everything that was great about the old model, with better fuel economy and a much better interior. This does bring a slight price increase, but it's not that much and justifies the improvements that you get. Still, compared to its closest rivals like the Clio ORS and the Polo GTI, it's an absolute bargain.